Good morning.
Good morning.
So I see a lot of familiar faces. Stephan and I have been here several times. We always love coming to South Main and playing. I think this is just a wonderful, wonderful place. You know, that brings a lot of different people together. I think it's what, that's what God intends. That's what He wants. That's what He wants for us. It's again, so a lot of familiar faces, but I see some new faces too. So I'm Craig Ethington. This is Stephan Jones. Stephan Jones is a lot of times he plays guitar, he sings too, but he's playing at the home this morning, so for some percussion. But I found it interesting. We were putting together songs. Stephan and I sit down during the week. When we're going to play, we'll get together over at my house and we'll put together some songs. We think some weeks we have no idea what we're going to play, then we'll sit down and go, what about this? What about this? We'll go through a stack, or he'll say, well, I've got an idea, or I'll say, I've got an idea. And this particular song here is called God With Us, and for those of you that are familiar with Mercy Me, they're the ones that wrote it. But it was interesting because I hadn't really read the bulletin until we just recited it. And so on the prayer of confession, put my eyes on it, I'm getting older. This particular part of the prayer of confession says, around us in the world, we see evil, and within our minds and hearts we recognize the seeds of it. And my wife probably wishes that I wasn't, but I watch a lot of news, and so I keep up with a lot of news. I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do watch TV, it's usually on a news station. I listen to it in the car. I'm one of those that likes to know what's going on in the world. And for those of you that watch the news, there's not a lot of positive, on the news anymore. What we see today is we see a lot of negative. We see a lot of the things that are going on in the Middle East and going on in Africa. All the persecution of Christians and the death of Christians around the world, just because of their faith. And not only that, we see that you think that can't happen in America, but we start to see those seeds, okay, that the prayer of confession talks about, where we start to see that in America. And you can go through, and if you watch that all the time and you pay attention to it, it's kind of depressing. But I think the thing we can know and we can be sure of is that God has a plan for our lives. He has a plan, for those of us that believe in Him. And I want to read to you Romans 8:28 through 31. So Romans 8:28 through 31, these are some of my favorite verses in the Bible. It says, and we know that for those who love God, that is, for those who are called according to His purpose, all things are working together for good. For those whom He foreknew, He also predestined to be conformed to the image of His Son, in order that the Son might be the firstborn among many brothers. And those whom He predestined, He also called. And those whom He called, He also justified. And those whom He justifies, He also glorified. What then can we say about all of this? If God is for us, who can be against us? And I think that should give us all comfort when we see, somewhat of the evil that we see today. That should comfort us as Christians. If He is with us, we have nothing to worry about. Who are we that You would be mindful of us? What do You see it's worth You looking our way? We are free in ways that we never should be. cannot